Hello, I'm Rose Furnish, and these are my teammates, Ellie Cohen, Kelsey McCormick, and Ryan Blaydon. We are from Westlake High School. My older sister is a high school teacher in Atlanta, Georgia. Her school is part remote and part in person. However, teachers did not have an option to remain online, and she was forced to teach in person. During my Zoom calls with her, she often tells me about how her students and even other colleagues do not wear their masks correctly and that she's not comfortable with teaching in person. Yet she does not have a choice. She must either teach in person or risk losing both her job and her teaching certificate. In the United States, the number of coronavirus cases have been increasing. According to the New York Times, over 23 million people have been infected nationwide, with over 375,000 deaths. While the Texas Department of State Health Services reported on January 10th that vaccines are being shipped to 234 Texan providers, including 28 hubs focused on large community vaccination efforts, it is still crucial to avoid becoming infected. We want to illuminate the importance of good health. Therefore, we have developed a plan to help motivate students across the country protect themselves and others from contracting coronavirus. While creating our solution, we wanted to convey to students and the public how important it is to wash one's hands, social distance, avoid touching your face, follow safety guidelines, and quarantine if you have symptoms of the virus. In addition to spreading awareness on how to protect people from becoming infected, our team also wants to genuinely motivate students to protect themselves and those around them. In consideration of these things, we created our solution CASE, which is accessible, informative, personable, and flexible. Since our target audience is students, schools can use this program to create an effective and individualized result. Our solution has three main components: a week dedicated to COVID education and awareness, long-term actions that will engage students, including anonymous drop boxes and poster campaigns, and a social media campaign.
For context, in August, COVID safety was a hotly contested subject among students at our school. Seeing that we needed a discussion platform, I created an Instagram account to do so. I learned from this experience that people who don't follow COVID protocols don't believe that they have anything to lose. In order to convince them to take action to prevent the spread of the virus, we need to remind them that their actions will directly impact the health of their communities. This is a theme that we would carry throughout every aspect of our solution. As Rose mentioned, our solution is three parts, with the first being a week for COVID education. We will have a series of speakers during student lunchtimes. These speakers can be staff who will share stories of how COVID affects the whole community. Like in Rose's sister's district, our teachers were largely forced to teach in building, and sharing the concerns of at-risk teachers on my Instagram account, I found that these messages resonate with students who are then moved to take precautionary measures. Additionally, we hope to bring in or show videos of healthcare workers to explain the efficacy of COVID-19 protocols. Although many students are aware of the benefits of preventative measures, sharing accurate scientific rationale behind them may increase students' willingness to partake in them. This week will explain to students why taking protective measures is valuable for protecting their communities. Second, we have two long-term implementations for schools. First, we will encourage students to create art and informative posters to be displayed at school, serving as reminders for students to be safe. We also propose an anonymous Dropbox, which will allow students to report any instances of broken COVID-19 guidelines. Our school has already implemented this, and through our school's anonymous system, a middle school student was able to report a teacher who wouldn't wear a mask. The box allowed her to do so without fear of confrontation. These two solutions will hold students accountable after our education week. Lastly, the chapter area HOSA Instagram accounts should be used to provide a space for students to share and discuss their experiences with COVID. This way, HOSA can facilitate the action for schools and fulfill their extended role of informing and motivating students to stay safe from the virus. The platform of Instagram enables communities to aid each other in following safety guidelines. Teachers can share how they keep their classroom safe and what they ask of their students. Students can also share what is working for them in taking COVID-19 protocols. For example, on my Instagram, a student recommended a specific mask that made it easier for them to speak in class. We were then able to relay that information to the student body. The Instagram will also allow for the rapid spread of school-specific information. As shown to the right, my Instagram account was able to share a free testing opportunity. Another application could be if a student notices their peers hugging in the hallways, the Instagram could send a reminder of the dangers of close contact with others. This allows advocacy to be targeted and gets more students involved with making their school a safer place.
By educating students through this multifaceted plan, more of them will become equipped with the tools and knowledge to make better decisions while understanding the risks of their actions during this pandemic. With this topic that's crucial in all socioeconomic levels, we present our solution that's implementable in many situations. First, we wanted to utilize the influence that schools have from constant engagement with the student body through teachers and staff, along with the dependability of trusted information-rich resources like the CDC and WHO. These passionate organizations have material online that's readily available to the public and can be accessed by schools and easily implemented to teacher trainings. Then this demographic of educators, who are comprised of a third of high-risk individuals, can redirect their knowledge and urgency toward encouraging students to protect themselves and others around them as lunchtime speakers. Whether those speakers are school teachers, local health professionals, or simply just playing a video from the internet, surrounding students with this direct expertise can be effective, even if they're not actively engaged with the speaker. However, interacting directly with students to create posters in their everyday environment will create a positive peer pressure to become informed and abide by COVID-19 guidelines. Posters made by the students themselves can be incentivized with community service hours or a raffle of some kind, depending on the school's resources. By ensuring that schools are providing anonymous Dropbox opportunities to their students, we're able to allow students to help hold others accountable and create the understanding that safety in their communities is the responsibility of each person. Additionally, anonymous Dropboxes to report any and all student safety concerns has been required in all Texas schools since 2017, as well as 10 other states. Next, we implement the last part of our solution of a no-cost media campaign with the pre-established media presence of HOSA state and area officers. Utilizing the widespread scope and credibility of HOSA across the nation, along with that of social media, we promote the spread of accurate information. With 72% of teenagers on Instagram, the platform can share public health messages and counter misinformation that spreads on our social media dependent reality.
We want schools to be able to help students understand the urgency of not only protecting themselves, but also others, including their teachers. By dedicating an entire week to COVID-19 education and awareness, it will give students a chance to listen to parents, healthcare workers, and teachers who have to fear the virus every single day of their lives. Developing empathy in the student population could prove to make a considerable impact on them following precautions from the CDC and WHO. After this initial week of awareness, our solution includes longer-term actions such as the anonymous Dropbox and the posters and art that will be hung up around the school. Students must not feel ashamed to try and enforce precautionary measures, and the Dropbox will allow proactive students to take actions without having to face the pressure of other students or confrontations with school administration. The posters and art will serve as a constant reminder to students of both the precautionary measures and protocols that should be taken, and also who we are trying to protect with these measures. These handmade posters will be colorful and creative, which will hopefully grab the attention of more students. Furthermore, by creating a media campaign, we will engage students via social media, spreading awareness of the importance of protecting themselves and others from the coronavirus. By utilizing HOSA's vast platform, we hope to expand this campaign to reach out to more students across the state and possibly even the nation. All of our solutions aim to remind students that while healthy kids may not get sick, there are still parents, grandparents, and teachers in our communities that are at high risk and could become extremely ill. It is essential that our students are empathetic towards these valued members of our community and work to prevent them from acquiring COVID-19. And we hope our solutions will motivate them to do so. Thank you for listening, and we hope you consider our solution to motivate students to follow precautionary measures in preventing the spread of COVID-19.